So my dad just called me saying that his alternator on his f10 535D has failed, and he's like in Brampton, and I don't know how he's gonna get it back home. I'm gonna try and bring him a battery, and then you can see here on my X5 my door actuator is broken, so I have to open the door from the back right now. It's great. I don't know. Also, my car has no gas. It says I have no range. So
You make it up the hill.
Everything's failing.
Everything is failing. iDrive just shut off. Just made it up the hill. Okay. So I'm going to just coast along now. See how far I can get.
Okay. So I'll be meeting you most likely at McLaren and Charleston, it sounds like, if you make it that far. And then what happens when your transmission malfunction, all that stuff, while you're like, can you ruin stuff?
No, I think I'll just glide to a halt.
Sketchy.
Because I don't understand why this car is still going.
Okay, so the F10 eventually did die. The battery is completely dead now. And I'm just pulling up to my dad on the side of the road here. We're gonna see if we can get this thing to somehow drive back home. I almost made it.
Almost.
Okay, so what are we hoping we could do here? The battery is now completely dead.
Well, it's not completely dead. Oh,
It's mostly
my
dead.
daughter didn't even take this thing out at first.
It's a big battery.
Yeah. You brought, what did you bring again?
I brought the battery that you told me to bring.
Okay. So we will try a combination of things. We will put these two batteries together, and then...
Oh, you have cables in here.
Yeah, I didn't know I had cables. I thought I did. We'll put these two batteries together, and we also put the Blue Eddy on this thing to charge it.
Okay, not on that one.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter
It doesn't
either
matter?
one.
Okay.
Yeah. Get the Blue Eddy ready. I'll get these things interconnected here.
So we've got this massive battery bank here that's gonna go into this 10 amp charger through the back here.
All we gotta do is make it for 3 miles home. Uh-oh.
What?
This wasn't too,
What happened? Oh, what just happened?
I don't know.
No way. Oh no.
So much for the charging option.
It actually broke.
So much for Noco.
So how are you hooking these up right now?
They're going to be hooked up in parallel so we can get a bit more juice going to my battery.
Oh, it just came back to life.
What?
I don't know. Will it start now?
Increased battery discharge.
Do you want to hook up
No,
my
yeah.
thing to start it?
Yeah.
Not a great time for an alternator failure. How will it start? Discharged. Let me play with
We
these
need more
cables.
juice. I needed to charge that car. Okay, well, let's...
It unfortunately didn't charge his car, and really nothing was working at all.
Okay, so we've got a new plan. Back at home, gonna pull the battery from my mom's diesel E70 and hopefully throw that in the car, and we're hoping that it has enough juice to get the F10 back home, but we're gonna find out.
Valet opening.
Thank you. So now we've got another battery. We're gonna try in it.
Hold on. Get this out of there.
I think he's gonna try and start it now. Try and start it?
It's not complaining about the battery.
You got your key?
Yeah. I think it has to do with the fact that this thing locked into gear, you know? Maybe I gotta clear the codes.
Yeah. It's getting colder in here. Okay, so here's the problem we're experiencing right now. We put a new battery in it, but even though we put a new battery in, it still refuses to start. So we have it hooked up to the computer right now, and we're doing a complete systems check through ISTA, and then we're going to try and delete whatever codes it does have and resetting all the modules so that hopefully we can get this thing to start again. It's saying there's a lot of modules that are...
Yeah, just a display fault memory. Okay.
Injector, battery.
Just hit delete fault memory. Everything on the left.
We're going to see if this works here. Okay, we got a whole bunch of green modules now.
That's good.
Engine starting during start operation, relay sticking. Is that normal?
No.
Okay, so it's not working for some reason. It's giving some error about a starter relay not working or something like that. We have a new battery in. Yes, the alternator's still dead, but we're wondering if maybe the power for the starter goes through the alternator. We're not sure. My dad is just right now in the car trying to reset some codes and see if he can jumpstart the starter from ISTA, but it's not working. So we're thinking we might have to do some more diagnosing at home, and we're not going to be able to drive this back to the house, so we're calling a tow truck. Now the craziest thing has just happened to my sister's car.
The wheels are...
Now Janai's tire blew on the road. Everybody's just getting the worst shake today with all their vehicles. So now we gotta go back outside. And CAA is on the way to pick up my dad's car. Okay, so I'm on the road again. Now this time to change my sister's tire because her and her husband and my two cousins went out to get bubble tea and their tire exploded while they were driving, which is strange. Why it would just pop, but it is properly busted. So I am going right now to bring them a wheel and a tire and the jack. Full on roadside service here. Retrofit Garage for the win, baby. Here they are.
Come the camera.
Of course. What happened?
Turn your car around so we have light.
Which tire is it?
Look at it off of the...
How on earth did this happen? And just like that, they are now good to go with a spare wheel. Retrofit Garage. Hey.
All right, time to tackle this F10 that unfortunately has a situation that I'm not even sure what it is. But what happened was, minding my own business on a simple trip, going down the road, and all of a sudden, adaptive headlights error, followed by my heat shutting off, followed by, I can't remember what the next thing was. BMW's wisdom of reducing power to the non-crucial equipment, and then trying to make it back home. I started complaining about ABS, then transmission malfunction, then finally engine malfunction, and me like a fool driving through, because I was just about 2 kilometers away from home, thinking I could maybe make it. And of course the car dies on the road. After engine malfunction came on, I was in coast mode, which is quite interesting because you're coasting, and I think the car is ready to go into park. So as soon as I started slowing down, I heard click, 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 like the engine lock or transmission lock, which whatever it is, the little solenoid that clicks in a bar to ensure your car doesn't roll. That kicks in just as I stop. So I'm saying, oh man, that doesn't sound good, but I think I've heard it on some of our other cars before. Anyway, so here we are. We're gonna look at this beast. Here's a symptom right now. You get in, you press, oh, increased battery discharge. Okay, that's not good. So what happened? The car died. We tried to bring another battery. That battery, which came out of our X5 diesel, it's a little smaller in size, but we thought it would be enough to give the car a start. It came in, it didn't complain about battery, but the car would not start. Not only not start, but it would go to a point where you try to turn it on and it would complain. 11.7 volts. Okay, so let's see the symptom. So you get in and you just turn on the power, increase battery discharge. Okay. Wow, it won't even let me get to ignition on. Okay, there we go. Preheating because my foot's on the brake. Will not start. Gives me a ding, and then it goes back into accessory mode. If it's even in accessory mode. It's not even in accessory mode. Yeah, it is. The display did come up here. But yeah, very strange. It will not go to ignition on by itself unless I press the brakes. I press the brakes. It goes to ignition on, preheating, all the idiot lights, and then after a few seconds, everything just shuts off. So, as I tried to start that car unsuccessfully, I refused to believe that there was a problem with the starter because, well, I was believing that the alternator was gone. And then since the car wouldn't start with a good battery, there's no way, or I shouldn't say there's no way, but the odds of my alternator and my starter going at the exact same time, I should have bought a lottery ticket. No way. Did some research thinking, you know, what is it that connects these components together? And I came across a post where a guy said, check your ground strap. I said, oh, of course, the ground strap. So the location of this ground strap is the one underneath the vehicle. It's right above the cross member. It goes from the body of the car over to the back of the transmission. Before I even checked the ground strap, what I did, I went and I took my booster cables and connected the negative of the body, the negative terminal under the hood, to the actual engine. So that was on the engine hook, the hoist point. And when I did that, the car starter actually engaged, and then it said, yes, that's what it is. So in the end, went to BMW, bought a ground strap. Well, actually, I went to the cheap Canadian Tire up here and got a cheap ground strap, put that in. And it was a pretty simple install. When I took out the old one, don't have it anymore, but when I took out the old one, it was just totally green and broken in the middle. Put in a new ground strap, car started right away. Well, because it was a diesel, and I think I ran out of fuel also. It took a long time to start, prime the pump. Got that primed, ended up starting. So she's back on the road, and when it gets a little warmer, I'll put back in the OEM ground strap because it's that much better than the aftermarket.